My life was, let's see, I was hanging out with homeless people. I was doing a lot of fentanyl and methamphetamines. Definitely unmanageable. I was trying to work a full-time job, but that just wasn't working out. My family stopped trusting me. All that stuff. Definitely an unmanageable life. I was going nowhere fast, and I was ready to die. I was definitely just done using. It got to the point to where, I'd be in withdrawals and would do near anything to get the drugs I needed. And then as soon as I would use them, I was like, dude, I don't want to do this. I'm just done with this. And, I had tried treatment in the past, but I was always, mandated by the law to do it. And it just didn't work out that way. And so I was obviously I was ready to go. I was ready to go to treatment. And, I was ready to do whatever I had to do to complete that and just kind of live a better life. Oh man, where to start? I think the main thing is they really care for you there. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without them. I don't want to say spoil you, but they spoil you there. Anything you need, anything, they take you on outings on the weekend. Just really, they're there for you. The BHTs, the staff, they're top of the line, and I can definitely, by far, say they actually care for the clients. They go out of their way, above and beyond. Definitely, just withdrawals, being subjected to being around other people that were possibly wanting to use drugs, and being drawn to that, and just a possibility of relapse and then leaving, and just not knowing what to do afterwards, having no direction, being subjected to it's just not poor treatment. I've been to a number of facilities, and it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. %. Like, before I even asked about it, it was like already prepared for me. They were helping me. They were already, looking around, and just, definitely had a path set up that, if I chose to take that path, it was there. And if I chose to look for something on my own, they were also there to help me with that too. It was definitely easy. It was really easy. It wasn't I wasn't lost in it by any means. It was definitely it was easy. That's the best way I can put it. It was simple. The most challenging part of detox, I think I can say this for any opiate user, was just the withdrawals. Going through the withdrawals, but definitely and the discomfort. But they're there. If whatever medications I needed, they provided them. I had back problems, and they got me pillows off of Amazon. Just anything. I felt like a little kid. If I ate a popsicle and left the wrapper on the table, people would come pick it up. It's just like I didn't have to do much of anything. Which when you're withdrawing, that's what you want essentially. You just want to be able to lay down and just get better. And they definitely are there for you, and they help you with that. Whether it comes to your, I was allowed to have my dog there. That was very therapeutic. We had music classes. I'm a guitarist, a musician, so it's like they just anything that you need, you just say it, and then they're they got you. Oh, 100%. Yeah. They understood what I was going through. They knew the different, I want to say phases of, my detox, and just how, you're gonna go on a roller coaster, and they definitely don't force you into anything, and they want you, like I said, they want you to succeed. So they know what you're going through, and so when you even if you don't know you need something, they almost know you need it, and so they're there providing it, or they're there, making suggestions, and it's never something that's like out of line or something that you're like, what? No, I don't want to do that. It's always something that's beneficial for you. Um, I have friends. I go to meetings all the time. I mean, I'm happy. I was on using for 17 years, and I got 46 days today. It's the longest time I've had in my life. I definitely don't feel lost at all. I have direction, and I know that even today, if I need any help, I can call Nina. I can call anybody, from there, and they're still there. They got my back, and that's huge. I definitely don't think about using. I just that's that part of my life is in the past, and I definitely have Coastal Detox to thank for that. Patience is huge. You might feel like you're never going to be able to get out of this loop that you're in. At least for me, I'm a chronic relapser, so just never feeling like I was good enough to make it to that next level, and that definitely, that's one of the biggest things is just stick it out and wait, and it gets better, and as long as you're committed to it, you got it. I'm a poster boy for that. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to get clean. I was allowed to have my dog there. That was very therapeutic. We had music classes. I'm a guitarist, a musician, so it's like they just anything that you need, you just say it, and they're they got you. Call Nina. No, definitely. Just you're not alone, and there's people out there that want to help you, and whether you've been through treatment, 100 times, just don't give up. There's a better life on the other side, and if you want it, you can have it. Yeah, hands down, I would. I mean, I would recommend it because that's what saved my life, and they will save your life. They will, if you want it, they got you. And yeah, I even to this day I tell people, hey, if you're ever gonna relapse and you haven't been to Coastal Detox, God forbid you relapse, but call them up. That's the place to do it, And that's I stand by that 100%. It taught me how to deal with situations. It taught me, how to, recognize situations, and how to, help me if I get into a situation where I feel like I'm craving or I'm triggered. What to do to get out of that situation, and to do your best to prevent that situation, and definitely how to be around others. A lot of people, they want to isolate when they're using, and so they're always there, and yeah, it's definitely helped me to just be vocal about what I need, and to just put yourself in the right situation and stay there.